Get ready to get in the game. Stretch, strengthen, live, and thrive. You can be a winning athlete in the game of life. It's the Peel Appeal with author and corrective exercise specialist Matt Peel.
Hey, this is Matt Peel with the Peel Appeal podcast. How are you? What's going on in your world today? Because literally, you could be anywhere around the world listening to this, and hopefully I can make a big impact on you, on your health, on your fitness, on your wellness, to help you be the best person where you are right now in your game of life. So what do you want to talk about today? We're going to talk about something new for me that I want to share with you, and that's about sports performance, right? And I became a sport performance coach a couple weeks ago as I record this, and it opened my eyes to a lot of new ways to get fit and healthy. But it's not just about being an athlete, like only athletes can do this. You can do this. You can work out like this. It doesn't matter how much you lift. It doesn't matter your current speed, your talent level. If you have any talent whatsoever, it's not important. What's important is getting the same benefits that training like an athlete gives them can also give you. So if you played high school sports, or maybe you didn't, at some point in time, you've had images of yourself making a touchdown, shooting the free throw, scoring the goal, making the putt, whatever sport it is, right? You've imagined yourself doing that in that game clutching moment, and maybe even working out like them, training like your favorite athlete, whether it's Messi, maybe it's even Rory McIlroy playing golf, or LeBron James in basketball, whoever it is, right? You dreamed about that. Okay, all your senses are involved. What's it like to do the drills? What's it like to lift like that? You smell it, you see it, you can almost taste it, you can hear it. Right. So we can do all those things right in your gym, right? Because the best part about it is that their body works the exact same as yours. Yes, true, no shit. I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you. And you can benefit from that same training. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's find out and let's talk about it. So the musculoskeletal and the nervous system operate identically for all humans, whether you're male, female, older adult, young adult, a kid, all operates the exact same. How does that work? Well, brain sends a signal down the spinal cord, then out to the periphery nervous system to activate the right muscles for you to pick up a glass of water and then drink it. Crazy, right? Have you seen an athlete do it any different than what you do? No, you don't, because you can't. We all operate the same. And it doesn't matter if they're talented and he runs a 4.3 40-yard dash and you run a 4-day 40-yard dash. You still pick up the glass of water and drink it the exact same way. So whatever your reasons, whatever your goals are for working out, for exercising, because of that example, sports performance training can help you achieve the body that you want, the goals that you want, whether it's just to lose a little weight, maybe just some general fitness. Maybe you're a weekend warrior with tennis, or you're running, or you enjoy sailing, or whatever it may be. You can implement these tips that I'm going to give you to help you achieve it. Plus, it's fun. It's not just doing the same old boring bench press or squat every week, and hopefully you are changing up your workouts. But we want to do these things to help supplement, so that way you can get there and be the best that you can. So what is that really about? So I'm going to read to you right from the text from the National Academy of Sports Medicine, NASM. There is sports performance coaching text that I had to go through also. So I'm going to read it. Let's be some scientific stuff, but I'll put it into basic English for you too, to help you understand it. So integrated training, right? It's a comprehensive training approach that attempts to improve all components necessary for you, yes, you are an athlete, to perform at the highest level of your competition, right? with an injury risk mitigation focus. Basically, reducing your injuries. How can you perform at your best while also reducing your chances of injuries, right? Because whether you twist an ankle and you're a wide receiver or you're the vice president of a company, it sucks and it's hard to get around and it hurts and you're a little miserable and your performance isn't as good as it could be. Functional strength. This is what also sports performance training builds, which is the ability of the neuromuscular system to contract what's called eccentrically, isometrically, and concentrically in all three planes of motion. So what does that really mean in English? It means you're able to do, for example, a full squat with a full range of motion. So that all your muscles work in coordination with each other for you to squat down and then stand back up. So do this for right now. If you're sitting, stand up and then sit back down. Then stand up and sit back down. That's a squat. That's all a squat ever is and ever will be. We just try to make it more complicated. But that's a squat. So functional strength is getting all those muscles to coordinate with each other to do so. If you do a lunge, same thing. Getting all those muscles to coordinate to do so. That's in different planes of motion. So neuromuscular efficiency is the ability of the body, of the human movement system, to allow all your muscles, which are technically called the agonist, antagonist, synergist, and stabilizers, right? All the stuff in the squat, right? Your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your core, your calf, all that to all work together to produce force, reduce force, and then dynamically stabilize your entire body. Because again, that's what you're doing when you're doing a squat. You're producing force, and then you have to reduce the force also as you go up and you go down. And then you use the neutralizer muscles, which are muscles that counteract the unwanted actions. So if you're shifting your weight, or maybe your knees are going in, or you're leaning too far forward, or whatever it is, you also have these other muscles that help counteract those motions so you don't hurt yourself. So what sports performance training does is it just makes all these things work better for you. And you have a lot of fun in doing that too. So that's really what integrated training is for sports performance training. So let's go a little bit deeper into it, all right, and get some more out of it. So, like, strength alone is not enough to develop all the attributes required to implement the athletic tasks, it says, within a preferred biomechanical postures. So basically, you can't just be a big strong man and have everything working together, because you can be a big strong man, but if you have poor posture or some injuries, then the biomechanics of you doing that squat aren't right and you're going to hurt yourself. So what we have to do is help provide a whole approach that includes all your biomotor abilities, which is again another technical term, but for just saying your flexibility, your endurance, your strength, your coordination, and then your speed, and then working them to help with your mobility, your stability, your balance, your agility, and power, and optimize that performance, and again, lower your risk of injury, because no one wants to get hurt. I sure as hell don't. But you know what? Sometimes it does happen, even to the best of us out there. Even our most highly trained athletes, right? They get hurt. You get hurt. Sometimes you don't know how, you don't know why, but shit happens. So we want to make sure all your muscles are functioning in all planes of motion at all times. And what they do, the specifics of your muscles are determined by your exercises and your joint positions. At different angles, you have different muscles demonstrate different qualities. So again, we'll go back to that squat or a lunge. Squat is just stationary, right? Well, a lunge, you can go forward, go backwards, you can go sideways. So those are some of the different planes of motion. Maybe you add a rotation to your upper body. That's another plane of motion. So it's being able to bring all of that together is basically what sports performance training is. So it's not just being strong, it's working with your agility, your balance, your coordination, working on your speed, not just your strength. And all those things will be able to change your body. And how do I know? because I've been doing it in my own training, and others have noticed the difference. Said, man, you look a lot leaner. Definitely, your muscles look different. Your body looks different. I still eat the same. I've just added these types of exercises into my routine. And as much as I work out, which is 4 days a week, I lift weights, it's made a big difference for me. So if it can make a big difference for me, and yes, I'm an advanced lifter, it can definitely make a big difference for you. But it doesn't matter how much you lift, how coordinated you are, how fast you are. It doesn't. Same thing with me. I'm not the biggest, I'm not the fastest, and I don't need to be, right? We're actually not in the contest against anyone, but just working with ourselves. But doing these actions can still benefit you and plus keep you engaged because they're a little different. So I don't just do it with myself, but I also implement these moves with my clients, and they enjoy it. They enjoy some of the differences and the nuances that I'm bringing to them, some different movements and combinations and different tempos. So they work harder, but they're enjoying the results and they're enjoying the ride, because that's really what it's all about. Right? We want to have some type of enjoyment as we go through our training, and not just go, man, this sucks. And it does suck sometimes. Hey, sucks for me too. There's days I really don't want to, but I do work out. And then you feel better in the end. Those are the cognitive benefits of it. But before just jumping into a sports performance type of training, it's important to work with a professional who can at least show you how to do these types of movements, how to integrate them, and how to make sure your posture is correct, how to make sure some of your muscles aren't overly tight, some of them aren't overly weak. This is not, and you might be thinking in your head, well, Matt, I mean, this is CrossFit, and that you're talking about basically doing all these things as fast as you can, these different types of maybe Olympic movements, and I'm just not into that. I had a friend who got hurt, maybe I got hurt, and that's not what it's about. You're right, it's not CrossFit. It's not doing as many as you can with improper form, and you're not trained properly to do it, so now you screwed up your shoulders, your knees, your hips, your ankles, whatever it may be, and you're an orthopedic surgeon's best customer. It's not CrossFit. Right? We want to make sure you're doing things correctly, basically, first in a squat, before we add things like speed, before we add different rotations to your lunge. So make sure you go and work with a professional to get it done correctly. Because sports performance training is fun. I'm enjoying it. It's much more than just running on a treadmill or lifting heavy. In fact, a lot of it is not even about lifting heavy at all. It's that integrative approach of doing things at different tempos. So lighter weights at higher speeds, maybe heavier weights at some lower speeds. Maybe you try to lift that heavier weight at a higher speed. All these different ways. Plus, it helps improve your decision making because of the neural pathways being developed. Helps with general fitness. When you do it properly, we can help reduce your injuries by having better balance and less chance to fall. Right? Because who the hell wants to fall and hurt themselves? Especially as you're getting into 40s and your 50s, maybe in your 60s, right? So if you're an executive, you're a professional that's over 40, everything that I'm telling you today can be implemented into your workouts. If you need more help with that or some questions, or maybe there's something you want to work with on a virtual type end, please email me at athleteinthegameoflife@gmail.com. That's a great way to ask some questions. Maybe there's something I can help you with. Of course, listen to this podcast again. I think it's some great information, and I know you can benefit. So subscribe, share, like the Peel Appeal podcast, wherever you're listening to this, whatever platform. And then go check out my book if you haven't gotten it yet already, The Athlete in the Game of Life. You can go to my website, mattpeel.com, and links to Amazon right there. Or you can go to Amazon directly and get it on Kindle, on paperback, or on audiobook. So I hope you learned some information today about sports performance training. It is fun. It is new. It is something you can do right where you are at right now. It's Matt Peel with the Peel Appeal podcast. Have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.
Are you ready to get in the game? Get personal help. Sign up for our newsletter and pick up your copy of Athlete in the Game of Life, the book, all at mattpeel.com. Thanks for listening.